Well guys, it is time for another Dave Carter game. And, of course, being a Dave Carter game, he's gotta plaster Sony's name in front of it as if Sony had anything to do with this game. Spoiler alert, they didn't. What we're about to play is SD Paradise, a game created by, as I said, Dave Carter. This is the same guy who created Fufu the Acid Trip Bunny and Nanobot. This game will also be considerably more PG than Fufu the Acid Trip Bunny. This is also another revisit, a game that I had already Let's Played years ago, way back in 2009. That Let's Play sucked. This is a good game. This game deserves a good Let's Play. So here I am, giving it another go. Starting off here, Mayor Clarkton. Attention, citizens of Amberwood. It is my sad duty to inform you that we are experiencing intense tropical storms. Every shore town in Giasha is getting hit and taking severe damage. Due to these recent developments, I am being forced to declare a state of emergency. All citizens of Amberwood are urged to evacuate as soon as possible. There will be a ferry departing Giasha in 24 hours. For your safety, we advise you to comply with the evacuation procedure. And here we have our main character, Sid Grisly. I don't believe this. I left in the morning to open up my souvenir shop like I always do. Then I was told to return home and await further instruction. Amberwood is a beautiful tropical town. This is the first time I've ever seen it rain here, or any abnormal weather at all. This is so strange. I've only lived in Amberwood for 8 years, and I've never heard of the mayor doing something this extreme. I would assume that rain would be a natural occurrence on the island of Giasha. I don't see any cause for alarm. I once heard a rumor that rain in Giasha was an ancient omen for warning the eruption of Mount Volcanon. But that was just a rumor I heard in a bar once, and besides, Mount Volcanon wouldn't just suddenly erupt. That's ridiculous. I guess I just never thought to question it. I just assumed it would be something I would never have to deal with firsthand. I can't stop wondering if Trisha is okay. It's all I can think about. We've only been dating for 6 months, but she means the world to me. Before I agree to any evacuation orders, I need to find her. Normally, I would never go out in a storm like this, but yet I feel strangely compelled to investigate. I need to check on Trisha and Snowflake. They live over on Windmill Drive, so it's not too far. I should be alright. I don't mind getting with the... Okay, I can do this. I don't mind getting a little wet. Yeah, it beats just packing up and leaving everything behind without questioning anything. I don't think I'd be satisfied with that in the long run. Before we set off, let's go over some basic game controls. To jump, press the triangle button on your PS2 controller. This button can also be used to talk to people and check objects. Keep in mind that I can't jump indoors or on sand. To run, press the circle button on your PS2 controller. I can pretty much run anywhere. Menu, press the X button on your PS2 controller to access the menu. You can use this to check your inventory and money total. Camera rotate. To rotate the camera, press the R1, R2, L1, L2 buttons on your PS2 controller. You can rotate the camera anywhere in the game. To save your game, you must jump up at a blue save coin whenever you see one. Lag issues. If you're getting lag on a certain camera angle, then just rotating the camera till you no longer are getting lag. Oh, and I have control now. Would have been nice to have been informed about that. What am I stepping on here? Apparently some dishes sitting on the floor. So anyway, yes, this is a platformer. A kinda pseudo 3D platformer. I say pseudo platformer because this is created on RPG Maker 2 on the PlayStation 2. And being RPG Maker, it's not really meant to be making, well, platformers. As I will demonstrate as soon as we get outside, but I want to kind of look around the house first. Just because it is a nicely decorated house. Not much in the way of decorations of interactiveness, but at the very least, nice to look at. As far as moving the camera around, maybe shouldn't have allowed moving the camera around completely. You do have the option of restricting the camera to certain angles. But hey, better to have all camera movement than no camera movement. Speaking of camera movement, this game has a little bit of an issue. Well, first things first, this game is a work in progress, or at least was. Unfortunately, never finished. This is a demo that is only a few hours long, but it's interesting enough that I decided to play it twice. As for what I was mentioning with the camera, since it's a work in progress, the camera movement as you enter different areas is kind of glitchy. It instantly snaps in place. It is possible to have the camera already in position, but that was not implemented by the time this demo was released. As for the platforming itself, it's basically you move to different spots and press the triangle button to jump straight up. There's no, like, momentum with your jumps. Oh, and before I forget, let me go into the menu here and go to Controller and turn on Vibration, because this game does, in fact, use vibration. Let's go ahead and head off in this direction first. It should also be noted that it is possible to change the lighting and weather before the camera fades in as well. But that's just another thing that wasn't quite implemented properly. Still though, as unpolished as this game is, I definitely think it's interesting. Sid, I just saw the elder sobbing in the cemetery. He looked really upset. Perhaps you should check on him. I bet it would mean a lot to the old guy. Alright, being plot blocked. So let's go ahead and proceed to the correct plot. That would be off in this direction. Obviously. Boy, it must be really stormy outside. These birds are not making any forward progression and they're flying. Alright, so, as far as the platforming goes, since it is basically move to a spot and jump, well, it basically works like that. Though at the very least, if you're not careful, you can fall. And you have to start over from the side of the map. By the way, as far as rumble goes, that's when the controller rumbles, is when you wind up falling into a pit. Meanwhile, here's a blue coin. You have accessed a blue save coin. Would you like to save your game? Yes. So let's go ahead and do this, because it's kind of important. You never want to go too long without saving. Do I have room for even more save files? No, I'll just save over Sphere. We're done with that game anyway. Once again, saving takes a while. There's a lot of data to save, so just sit tight and relax. Stripeback says the jumping reminds me of Roseanne's Adventure. Yeah, pretty much. RPG Maker and platformers don't really mix. You kind of make do. It's kind of interesting that there's been so many attempts at making platformers on RPG Makers, We have this game, of course. We have Fufu the Acid Trip Bunny. There was Nanobot. There's Roseanne Adventures, and the prequel Giasha's Adventure. Definitely plenty of them. And they're all wonky to play, but entertaining in their own ways. Anyway, this is the Mystery Shed. The Mystery Shed seems to be locked with 2 keys. I wonder what strange, godless activities dwell within. Well, there's the Elder up there. Let's talk to him. Sid! Elder. Gasp! Beovite's grave! It's been dug up? What happened? Sob. Sniff. I don't know, Sid. I don't know what happened. This is it. Sniff. This is the day I've always feared. Mount Volcanon is going to erupt early, and the island of Giasha has not chosen or trained a defender. But I don't understand. Mount Volcanon erupts every 30 years, right? How can this happen? An evil presence has somehow awakened Mount Volcanon 20 years early. The Elder sadly glances over at Beovite's empty grave. It is also my belief that the same evil presence has dug up Beovite's grave. I'm willing to bet this happened last night. This is terrible. But who would want a corpse? Who was Beovite exactly? Sid? Don't you know? Isn't it obvious at this point? Beovite was the greatest defender Giasha has ever known. He was from Amberwood. Why is he so famous? What did he do? I never thought to ask all these years. I just knew he was a man of great importance. Beovite was the last defender. 30 years ago, he performed the legendary Ketsuken Kata atop Mount Volcanon and saved Giasha. He was the best defender Giasha has ever seen. His skill, his charm, his valor are still to this day unmatched. How do you know? Did you personally know him? Know him? I trained him myself 34 years ago. He was like a son to me. Sob. Sniff. I'm sorry. The Elder grabs Sid's hand. The mayor does not know about the grave robbing. Please don't tell him. I don't want to cause any further commotion this morning. The 2 incidents are obviously connected. You have my word that I won't tell anyone that doesn't already know. Sid, he grasps your hand tighter. I need you to help me. Anything, Elder? What can I do for you? I need you to get to the bottom of this mess for me. I'm getting on in years, and my strength just isn't what it used to be. Me? You want me to catch this guy? But I'm just a simple souvenir salesman. I need you to be brave for me, Sid. You can do this, I know you can. But Sid, there is a lot I need you explain to you when the time is right. But for now, Amberwood is in danger. I was going to find Trisha and make our way to the ferry in Stockdale Harbor. But I guess I'll stay. Quite a few people are choosing not to evacuate. You're not alone. Sid, the grave robbing isn't the only crisis Amberwood faces this morning. Annabelle, our beloved town mascot, has been beached. I fear she will die if she does not receive medical attention. Annabelle got beached? The tropical storm must have tossed her to shore early this morning. Oh no! How can we save her? I don't know at the moment, but one thing is for certain. We must protect that whale at all costs. I'll find Annabelle and do what I can for her. There is much we need to investigate. Saving Annabelle is our first priority. Make no mistake, this rain is an ancient omen that Mount Volcanon will erupt in 48 hours. Due to the fact that it's 20 years early, Giasha has not chosen a defender. But if we all keep a clear head, we can overcome this. I believe you. I'll try my best. And I believe in you, Sid. Look into your heart and find the courage you'll need to face this crisis. Thank you, Elder. I'm off to investigate. There we go. Alright, so by the way, there's a bit of an error here if you talk to the Elder from this side. When he turns to look to the grave, well, he'll already be looking at the grave, so he'll just continue to stare at it. And then when he turns towards you to grab your hand, well, he'll still be staring at the grave because you're on top of it. That's something I kind of remembered from my original playthrough, and for this instance, I decided to let the cutscene play out normally. Good luck, Sid. In times of trouble, remember my words of wisdom. Could you remind me what they are? Can I interact with the grave? I forget. Nope, doesn't seem to be the case. Well, let us go ahead and head back in this direction then, and see what we can figure out. Oh, after we save. That was a long cutscene. Certainly not the longest I've seen, but certainly a few minutes. By the way, as in regards to my original Let's Play of the game, I said that it sucked. Allow me to explain the ways. First off, my original capture device that I was using, it was just awful. Not only did it record in pretty low resolution, meaning very fuzzy visuals, but it was also glitchy. Like, even more glitchy than the capture device I'm using now. Basically, oops. Oh hey, shortcut. Basically, the screen would randomly flash black. Very distracting. Also, at the time, I was using a headset that was very creaky. Basically, you would hear this creak every time I shifted my head ever so slightly. Yeah, that was an issue. By the way, I really like this map right here. Dave Carter really did some great work with making this a very nice looking game. Back side to side. In fact, this map right here... Actually, first things first. I can't help but notice that there is a random water tile left over near the top of the map there. I guess it was kind of misplaced and forgotten about. Anyway, I was so impressed with this map here that I wound up creating a stage in Super Smash Bros. Brawl that was based on it. If it would play. Go ahead and play now. Thank you. Yeah, I created a stage in Smash Brothers based on this. We got the water wheels being the windmills, and I even have that random water tile represented up there at the top. So, just wanted to kind of show that off. Anyway, let's go ahead and move on. I miss the stage editor of Smash Brothers Brawl. Arguably, the one in Smash Ultimate is better, because it allows you to draw maps, but if you're not artistically inclined, you're kind of stuck with the basic tool set that it has. Brawl at least had a lot more options for those of us who are not so artistically inclined. Anyway, we have arrived in what appears to be a town here. Well, I suppose the entire area we're exploring is a town, Amberwood. But these are the first few buildings we'll be exploring, and we'll be doing that after this first episode break. Be right back.